So today we're looking at one of the highest rated left backs in the game, 95 Grimaldo. Beautiful card, let alone having Frimpong at 97 at the right back. A lovely partner with him on the left hand side. We've got the 4-star, 5-star, and he most definitely will do until we get a beautiful Theo Hernandez. He can obviously play left mid. He has got himself the rapid, anticipate and pinged pass, which I think is not bad whatsoever. He's got his defensive style. He's then got a big shooting, passing style. And then he's also got the pace style. Backwards them two. Obviously, when it comes to a left back, especially someone like Grimaldo, it all depends on what you need as a left back. Like, personally for me, he is very much more your left wing back. If you had whipped pass rather than pinged, that would be the perfect left wing back kind of traits. It just would be. You got the very best defensive one. You could argue that Jockey's going to be a decent one as well, or block, but then having the whipped pass and then rapid as well is going to be perfect. But regardless, he's still going to be able to do the stay at the back job as well. He's got the 97 pace, 90 shooting as well, just in case you wanted to. This card is screaming centre mid. Now, if they were to give him a footies or a shapeshifter later on at like a 97 or 98, this card is going to be everywhere. A 5'5" centre mid Grimaldo looks unreal because you've already got maxed out dribbling, passing's unreal, defending and physical are at a top level. This is a card that you want. He's currently coming in at about 2 million coins, and I think he's worth every penny of them. When you do look at we'll kind of go through all of the left backs that we've got, but he is definitely sticking out massively, especially because we didn't get a Prem one, so we're kind of already missing that gap that he is ready to fill. In terms of playstyle pluses, I always say that. The chemistries, it's obviously going to be the anchor. We'll keep him on control, well, take him to controlled explosive, 99 pace, 96, and 93. That is just stats everywhere. But let's jump into it and see what this Grimaldo can do. Now, I'm interested with the overlap inside of stuff because, like we said, that pace is absolute filth. Probably not the best to just pass it into Hullet. Let's see what we can get on this defensive style, though. He obviously has got the anticipate as well, which is absolutely perfect for a defensive style left back as well. What have we got free kick wise then? We've got 99, 94, 98. I mean, he's going to be more than perfect on them. The only problem I'd say I'd have with him is actually spending 2 mil on a left back. Like, I don't have 2 mil to spend on a striker, let alone a left back. Look for the little ball up. It's a great ball, and why on earth I went for the overhead kick? Was I holding LT? Looking down this side. He wants to come down here. Grimaldo's going to assess the scenario. Looking for the overlap if we can. This is where I'd love the whipped pass because the ball in there would be so much better, especially if you do have someone with a power header or aerial. That's just going to make life so much easier. Get the seconds. Oh, I should have just hit it away. We got very lucky. That's where the rapid plus is going to work really well for, especially for like a stay back left back. Like I don't particularly want him pushing up too much here, but this is kind of where he's really going to be prominent in kind of that fullback overlap sort of role because you can just pass it all the way up and just do an absolutely awful shot. But yeah, no, you can obviously have that ability to push up, and then he's going to be able to get back as well and do that defensive duty also. He's going to be that multiplayer, and you could even, to be honest, I wouldn't even be mad if you put him as a centre mid, to be fair to him. You don't even have to keep him at left back. He genuinely could do it all. Every stat is literally above 90 with the anchor. I don't see if Rolfo can technically play the centre mid. I know she has that secondary position. So can Grimaldo. Ooh, keeping himself out of danger. This is where the rapid really works for a stay back left back as well. Just in general, like you can obviously push him up even more. The rapid's going to really help. We do have a lot of good fullbacks as well, so that is always something to consider. But he will work really well as kind of a both option. So I'd say either or is going to be fantastic. The literal only problem with him is spending 2 million on a left back. I just don't see a world where I'm going to do that, especially with especially with coins. Like that just isn't happening. I've never done it in the past. You could get away with a gold Mendy, and even now you could definitely get away with like an evolution left back. Just give me the ball back, why don't you? Try and, can we just get around him? Carlos Alberto's going to be the problem. But even then, like, coming back as well, he's still got that pace in. He's going to be able to kind of cover as much as possible. So even if you do push him up a decent amount, that is just very, very unlucky. But we've got the defense to kind of deal with it. And again, he's going to be at the forefront, ready to just push up with the rapid, which is my favorite bit about him. Like, it may not be the kind of #1 strategy for a sort of stay back left back, because that does require more of a left wing back, a kind of 5 back. But it is interesting if you was to manage to get very lucky to get himself and someone like Frimpong. That is going to be a cracking pairing that you might actually want to change your formation for. It could be the difference between having that incredible winger. Can we? Oh, I was going to hope he's going to go for a tackle. But in general, I think the only problem with this card that it's not necessarily the biggest problem, but you could change, is maybe having a whipped pass instead, especially as a fullback. That would be the perfect one. But even then, you're kind of looking from both angles. Ping pass is definitely not the worst it could be. At least it's not like press proven or relentless for him. That most definitely could be the more kind of harmful one. Can we get the shot off? Oh, I thought he was going to get it. What do we got? We have got 90 shooting as well. I mean, that's another angle that we're not even talking about here. He can technically play left mid as well. Whether you'd want to, I think the midfield, that there's a lot of left mid and left wings that I'm like, okay, he really doesn't compare to them. I think the biggest thing for me is the fact that you could easily play him in that centre mid role and he would be absolutely fantastic at it. Looking for the defensive duty if he can. Having the good defence as well is always going to work nicely, especially with some of the centre-backs and even right-backs that we can get nowadays. There's some absolutely incredible ones that really put in that shift. He's really pushing up as well. I was saying, we've got the... Oh, I thought he was going to get the touch then. I felt the controller vibrate. Thought he was going to go down and he was going to win that penalty for me, which I don't know if he's even got the penalty stature there. A little bit of skills into Ronaldinho. Very nice. Ginola into the finesse, and it's a good save from Van der Sar. We've got a double Ronaldinho in the pairing as well, which he does have, as you can see, 99 on everything bar from the lovely penalties, which, to be honest, I'm absolutely fine with. That's a great ball in. Oh, it's beautiful. Looking for the challenge. He knows full well that Jarzinho has got that rapid plus as well, but we are absolutely fine with it, especially, well, I suppose when you've got Banusi with you, but that's going to be a goal. Easy goal. That was poor defending from myself. Got sucked out nicely. And it's where the 5 at the back might have actually helped me a little bit with that kind of lackluster defending going on. Can we find him on that little run as well? Good little bit of pace. He's obviously got the physicality. Can we hit it from here? No, no. I mean, Van der Sar, what are you doing? Ping ball nicely. Ooh, Virgil with a big challenge. Safely put back into Grimaldo's hands. It's just nice to have that option going down this side. It's just an easy out when you've got the rapid. It's that quick bit of burst, knowing that you can get away from the attacker and then just pushing straight forward or just booting the ball up. Big challenge from Grimaldo. See him going forward as well. Lovely. Little 1-2 if we can. Oh, that's not the 1-2 we wanted. Pull it back. Find him in. Ah, Frimpong. Honestly, his nemesis, I swear. He's going to find him again, though. All the way in. All the way in. Oh, Grimaldo, what are we doing? Try again. All the way. All the way. Great challenge. Doesn't manage to win it back, though. He did get the anticipate symbol on him. Lovely bit of play. He's just brilliant at that build-up. It's perfect. And again, looking for the double ball if we can. Looking for that pinged pass, and it's just a perfect tackle. You knew full well where he was going. Virgil has done everything right until then. We've got to put him on it, haven't we? See if we can get a goal with him. Left foot. We're going to go top left. Hopefully Van der Sar doesn't go there. And Grimaldo finishes off his journey. So going into the overall form then, fantastic. It's kind of what we expected from this Bundesliga team. The fullbacks have been unbelievable. And yeah, let alone I really want to try the Frimpong out, because if Grimaldo is this good, then Frimpong's got to be even better. The 5-star, 4-star compared to the 4-star, 5-star, they are going to be a pairing worth having if you've managed to get any luck in this. A red would be even better, but I'll absolutely take them just from any sort of player pick. Now, in terms of the similar, this is what I don't really do normally. I kind of look at what we've kind of got in front of us, but similar-wise, we kind of go across what the sort of price we're looking at. But when it comes to actual similar views of what Footbin do suggest, we've got Mendy, who is outstanding in himself, which is coming in at 3.2 still, which is nuts. I wonder, does Grimaldo come up here? We've obviously got the red version. We then have a Team of the Year Teo, which is fair enough. Bompasta, we've got Roberto Carlos, Alfonso. Alfonso is going to be the big comparison from the Bundesliga, most definitely. And if we were to compare the two of them, seeing as though they are both out at the same time, I don't even know how much Alfonso is. Roughly the same. He's got the quick step instead of the rapid. He does have the whipped pass instead of obviously the pinged pass. And then he has block rather than anticipate. Now, I think that is still a very good comparison between both of them. Obviously, they are a 5-star, 4-star versus a 4-5. Personally, as a fullback, I would always prefer the 5-star weak foot. That is just an easy one to go for. Even in most positions, I think that is the go-to anyway. Like the weak foot is a massive, massive advantage this year in comparison to a skill move, if you could obviously not go for the 5-5. Now, in terms of playstyle pluses, very similar across the board. Stat-wise, we're looking at very similar pace. You're not really going to notice a massive difference on a +3 and a +2. You're just not. It's going to be quick regardless, and especially with them playstyle pluses, you'd notice a difference if Alfonso didn't have a playstyle plus that it was kind of more pace-orientated. So if they didn't have quick step and had ping pass or relentless instead, that's when you'd notice the difference, because Grimaldo does have the rapid. Shooting wise, I'm not too fussed about. That is just an extra bonus, to be honest, and it's what makes them more of a centre mid more than anything. Passing wise, very similar. I must admit we're looking a bit better on the long passes for Grimaldo, but still 96-94 on the short is fine. Agility, balance, both very high level, which is always perfect. We then have reactions, similar. Everything similar, bar from the composure for Alfonso. That is going to have a little bit of an effect, so that's something interesting to always keep in mind. Defending at a pretty top tier, but definitely Grimaldo kind of comes out on top there. And physicality, it is where Alfonso does strive for success there. So honestly, you'd be fine with either. I would probably prefer Grimaldo in this kind of scenario. Both of them as well don't have any chemistry bonus, so that is just an extra thing to take into consideration. Obviously, they're not German in the German league sort of thing, but to be fair, I don't think chemistry has really made that much of a difference for a long, long time. So is Grimaldo actually worth it? That's the big question. I would say he is, most definitely. I would still hold out potentially on buying him just yet, purely on the fact when we look at somebody like this. So for instance, if we went to the Prem, I wonder if it is the same, but normally for promos, say we go for... Who should we go for? Who was more packable? So say if we go for... Let's go for Palmer. He seems like he's dropped a fair bit. What you find is... So day of release on Friday, really high. That's to be expected, especially someone who is considered one of the better ones. We then see Saturday, we've dropped a little bit. We then see Sunday, he's dropped more. What we normally find is Monday to Tuesday is kind of their peak loss, really. Like, you might get a little bit more, but as you can see, by Monday we've hit the lowest that he's going to be, and he will drop a little bit more, but realistically Monday seems to be the day that everybody kind of has got it out their system. Normally that means we've either hit the final champs. So normally the champs is finished, so everybody's got their red picks and everybody's kind of in that zone where they're like, okay, I've got everybody I need, let's see where the price supply and demand really goes. From what we kind of gathered from the premium Prem, I don't know if there's going to be a big weight in that. That really does seem like it's really going nowhere. Like the Prem upgrades really didn't pay out for me anyway. And to be fair, I didn't do hundreds of them, but I don't think people are going to be doing hundreds anyway. So if I was to make any sort of analysis of this, I would say definitely wait until the Monday at the minimum. A, because we're going to be getting more upgrades then, and we might see an even more downwards trend. He has kind of come down a decent amount, but we still are only on just Sunday, so we're not even 2 days into this full promo. So I would say at the minimum, Monday, Tuesday would be when I'm making decisions. Granted, as well, the more Team of the Seasons that do come out, the more that they will drop slightly as we go along. So if it's someone you wanted to have in the long term, then fair enough, go buy him. He's going to be well worth your investment anyway. But he will drop as we keep going through this progress of Ultimate Team. And that's always natural. There's nothing new to that. That is just what happens. When we get to footies, this card will be about 100k. Like, that's just what it will be, especially if he does manage to get a footies. And if they do the Invincible, whether we see any upgrades to them or potentially any upgrades to their team, I know they've not necessarily had everybody from the Leverkusen team, so whether they just add in the new players, I feel like they should do something, especially if they do manage to do the full Invincible. That would be nuts in itself. Like that's going to be a crazy achievement, so it will be interesting to see, is it worth holding on and waiting potentially or not. Overall, he's obviously a 10 out of 10. I definitely want to be having a look at that Frimpong and also Musiala as well. There is plenty of top-end cards in this team that are just absolute. Even Goretzka, like I know we got the evolution yesterday that looks incredible, but 97 Frimpong, 95 Goretzka look nuts. So let me know down below some of your favorites, and I'll catch you all for the next one.